everyone! Welcome back to another vlog. I really enjoyed doing the last vlog, so I've decided to just do another one and hopefully continue doing these sort of like maybe twice a month, sort of like roughly 2 weeks long. That said, I uploaded that first May vlog on Monday. It's now Friday. I've not read anything this week because I fell down a massive rabbit hole and I was already watching the drama, but I kind of really became obsessed with it this week. The drama's called Eternal Love. It's on Netflix. It's a Chinese fantasy romance, and it's worthy of obsessing over. But I finished that last night, so back to reading. I have reading time again. I'm gonna pop a picture up here of all the books I've currently started. Sort of like the point of the last vlog was to try and finish some books. I finished 3 books, but I did start another 2. I did finish the 2 books I started though. So by the end of the last vlog, I was down to 10 books in progress, down from 11, so still a success. So we're going to kind of try and continue on that for the rest of the month, and May is just the finished books. May is all about finishing books, getting books finished. So I'm just going to run this vlog up until the end of May, and you guys should hopefully get it sort of like around about 31st, 1st, 2nd-ish. Hopefully, fingers crossed. That's the plan. So yeah, those are the books I'm reading. The ones I want to focus on are finishing Murder Your Employer. I have so little left to read. I'm on page 277. I absolutely love this book. This book has been so much fun, and like, honest to God, the only reason I have not finished this yet is because of Eternal Love, because of 10 Miles of Peach Blossom, which is another name of that drama, which I'm utterly obsessed with. Speaking of Chinese fantasy romance, I'm pop a picture up here because I don't have it at hand, but I'm about 100 pages into the first volume of Heaven Official's Blessing, so I would really like to finally finish that book. I borrowed it from a friend, easily 6+ months ago. I had vouchers left over from my birthday, which was a few months ago now, but I still hadn't used the vouchers. So I bought myself the first copy so I could return Zoe's to her. I really enjoyed it. I am very familiar with, I'm pretty familiar with the story of the first volume just because I have watched the animated series, which is also available on Netflix. No, I'm not sponsored. Sad times. But yeah, I'd really like to get beyond that first volume and into volume 2 and just really get more and more into the story. I think there's going to be like 7 volumes to this story in total, so yeah, I am barely scratching the surface of how much I know so far. Yeah, and then the next one, if I'm going to start, let's face it, I probably will. We all know I will. If I'm going to start another book, and if I don't pick up another one from the pile I've already started, it's going to be Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone. This is another title buy. I'm all about buying books based on their title. I think this is basically about someone who goes home for like a family dinner or reunion, and a cousin turns up dead, and they have to figure out which murderer in the family is responsible for this particular death. I don't know. I've really been enjoying sort of like more humorous comic books from a murderer's POV, hence Murder Your Employer. Another book I read earlier this year was How to Kill Men and Get Away with It, which I quite enjoyed. It was pretty fun. So yeah, there's a really good chance y'all are going to get, at some point in the next few weeks, probably once I finish this, a little recommendation list on sort of like, I think I'm going to call it recommending books with murderous intent, I think is a nice way to do it. And yeah, that's kind of where we are right now, starting off this vlog. I'm going to say excuse the absolute state of my hair. I could not wash it this morning because I had I had a surprise visit from a plumber. I knew the electrician was coming to do some remedial work, is what my letting agents called it. Um, I live in rented. I rent my house, and apparently they have to do like every 5 years they have to do this big annual, like this big 5 yearly inspection of the electrics. And I was told they were coming to just do this last bit didn't get access to last time. It turns out they were completely replacing my shower because there was burnt out wires in it. I'm like, maybe I should have known that. Um, yeah, so that took up a few hours this morning, which was fun times. And I've not yet managed to jump in the shower because I'm still waiting for the sealant to dry. So, yay! But yeah, anyway, that's it. That's the start of this vlog. Fingers crossed. I finished 3 books in the last vlog, so here's to finishing another 3 books. I think it's a reasonable goal, right? Yeah. I do have a workshop coming up next week. I get to go down and visit the Edinburgh Lab and do some auditing down there. So that'll be a couple hours on the train down, a couple hours on the train back. So that'll be pretty good listening time. I'm still listening to KK. I'm still really enjoying it. So yeah, that's all I got for you right now. But I'll update you guys now. I'll update you guys next time I have an update available. Hey, so I figured it would be a good time for a check-in. It's Sunday. I think I started this vlog like 2 days ago. I've done a significant amount of reading. Like, I don't want to say it too early, but I suspect I might be getting my reading mojo back, and it's making me happy, guys. It's making me so happy. So what have I done since I last spoke to you guys? I finished Murder Your Employer. Don't even need to think about it. That was a solid, easy, solid 5-star read. Absolutely loved it. I can't think of anything negative to say about it. There was like there's no loose threads or anything that, you know, there was a potential to leave it with like a lot of loose threads, but it absolutely, Rupert Holmes smashed out the park. I absolutely loved it. The plotting was brilliant. The pacing was really good. I absolutely adored the characters, the way we ended it. Like, honestly, I was giddy. I was giggling like a schoolgirl at just the thought of what's next to come in like these characters as they take these next steps. And I absolutely adore where it's finished and how, like, where they are. It's absolutely brilliant. Like, genuinely cannot recommend it enough. I am tempted I might end up doing just a dedicated review video for it, just because it's such a good book, and like I'm recommending it to all of my friends in real life. It was actually recommended to me by another friend. She hadn't read it, but she came across the cover and was like, this could be interesting. And then I think 3 of us ended up buying it like on that same day. We're all putting our Amazon orders in, and we all pretty much started it. I'm the last of us to finish it, and yeah, we are like all 3 of us unanimously agreeing it is an absolutely brilliant read. So yeah, stay tuned. You might get like a dedicated review video for McMaster's Guide to Homicide Volume 1, Murder Your Employer. And then after that, I think when I started this vlog, I was like, oh yeah, after that I will continue with Heaven Official's Blessings, or I might start Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone. We all know me. As soon as I say I'm going to read something, I don't even look at it. I don't even think about it. I don't pick it up. Instead, what I did this morning was, I've got so much housework to do today. It's like 20 to 4 in the afternoon, and I've so far done nothing but read and sort of like catch up on YouTube videos and things. But yeah, I started Happy Place by Emily Henry. It's a very shiny cover. I would show you the dust jacket, but I've put it somewhere and it's probably still upstairs. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I was a bit trepidatious going into it, just because Emily Henry. Okay, so I really enjoyed Beach Read. She was kind of one of the authors. Beach Read in particular was one of those books that kind of started me reading a bit more sort of like contemporary rom-coms. Until then I was like, oh no, nothing contemporary. Like, no, if I'm going to do romance, it will be historical or fantasy. So she kind of, I think between Beach Read and Fletcher by Beth O'Leary, kind of propelled me into a little bit into like giving contemporary romance and rom-coms a try. Um, I absolutely adored Book Lovers. I think is like that is my favorite Emily Henry book. I DNF'd You and Me on Vacation just because I really wasn't feeling it. I didn't care about the characters. I didn't care about any of it. So I've heard people liking this book sort of like more to You and Me on Vacation than her other two. But so far, I am very pleasantly, happily surprised. I think I'm about like 80, 85 pages into it. Also, how pretty is the color of the hardback, right? I was kind of gutted and annoyed that it came out in hardback first and it didn't go straight to paperback the way the other three have. Just because I have Beach Read and Book Lovers on paperback, and I told myself I'm gonna wait. I'm totally gonna like I'm gonna wait, and I'll have matching covers and they'll all be on paperback. But you know, it was £7 in Tesco's. There was no way I was gonna like I couldn't pass that up. But yeah, I am so glad I'm reading it. Like I am really like I almost feel nervous and stressed and anxious with the characters and just for everything they're having to go through. For folks that are not really sure, Happy Place is we've got basically got a group of friends who every year go back to this cottage for a vacation. But the cottage is being sold, so this is the last year they'll be able to go there. It's basically sort of like three couples, but one of the couples who we follow, Harriet and Wynne, they broke up a couple of months ago, but they haven't quite gotten around to telling anyone. And the sounds of it, it's not an amicable breakup. It was, I think, unexpected on one side as far as I can tell. And yeah, it's just kind of messy, but for reasons that I will not go into because of mild spoilers. They kept putting off telling their friends, and now they're kind of in this situation where it's like, if we tell them, it's really gonna kind of put a damper and almost ruin this holiday. So they're in the really, really awkward position of having to pretend that they are still engaged, and they're really not. Yeah. So yeah, as a result, I have done no housework. I've got a friend coming to visit me in a few days, and before she comes, I'm away on a work trip for a few days. So I've basically got 2 days to get my house in order. And guys, let me tell you, my house is not in order. My house is so far from order. I should be doing housework today. I should be doing so much, and yeah, instead I've made myself another coffee and I'm gonna go and read a few more chapters. I think I'm gonna order takeout tonight just because I'm just really feeling like guys, like I'm actually still in my pajamas. That's where my days that's what my day's been. It's not, I mean, it's been an excellent productive reading day, but it has not been a productive day. But yeah. So I think I'm maybe gonna order some pizza in later and continue reading, and I might do a bit of housework in the evening. It tends to be my more productive time when it comes to housework, is, you know, when I should be going to my bed. I think as long as I can do the hoovering in the morning, because I don't start work until 12 Monday and Tuesday, so, you know, that's fine. So I do like the hoovering sort of like louder jobs in the morning, so I'm not disturbing the child next door. Yeah, it'll be fine. And at the end of the day, my friends all know me. They know I'm not the super tidy person, you know. My house will always be clean, but it'll rarely be tidy. But they know me, and they accept me for that anyway. So, yeah. Anyway, I've rambled on enough. This clip is like, oh my god, it's like almost 8 minutes long, so we're going to pause there. I'm going to go back to my book, and I'll catch up soon. Hey, I thought I would give you guys a wee update. I'm in the train station, as you might probably see. I'm currently in Stirling train station waiting for my connecting train to get me into Edinburgh, because rather than being allowed to drive down, my boss booked me a train from Inverness to Edinburgh. So I got on the Glasgow train. 3 hours later I made it to Stirling. I've still got at least another hour before I can get into Edinburgh. But it's great. It means I'm getting a lot of reading done because the Wi-Fi on the train is almost non-existent, which means absolutely no work is getting done. Such a shame. Such a shame.
Yeah, so I have been continuing to listen to Kai, which has been absolutely wonderful. I am really enjoying Kai. I think I'm a little over halfway now. Um, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to give spoilers, but I totally understand the hype that surrounded it when it first came out. I totally understand why people were giving it such really good reviews. Um, like, yeah, it's absolutely it's brilliant. It's absolutely enjoyable, so enjoyable. Um, I love what she's doing with those characters. They feel so fleshed out, and it's just wonderful. I do apologize. I am pacing. I've been sitting in the train for 3 hours. I think my connection is a good 10 minutes away at least, so I'm just stretching my legs and exercising my braveness, and once again vlogging in public because why the fuck not, right? I have decided to DNF, kind of DNF Heaven Official's Blessing. I'm putting the first book down. I really shouldn't be pacing in and out of shadow, should I? But yeah, no, Heaven Official's Blessing. I've decided to put the first book down, and I'm going to skip straight to the second book because I think the reason I've been putting it off for so long is because I've already watched that first season that is on Netflix. That season of the animated series that's on Netflix, that is the first book, that is volume 1. And I'm just not in the mood for a reread. I don't reread very often, to be fair. Obviously Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, well, that was she being the exception. So yeah, I have got volume 2 in my bag with me just to see how we get on there, see if I hopefully get on a lot better, because I'm really excited about it. It's a series that I'm really excited about, and I really genuinely think I'm going to absolutely fall in love with all of the characters. I just haven't yet. I also have another novel with me that is straight on till morning, I think. It's one of the Disney Twisted Tales. It's written by Liz something, starts with a B. Broswell, something like that. It's basically like the tagline of it is, what if Wendy went to Neverland with Captain Hook instead of Peter Pan? So far, I mean, I'm only about 40 pages into it, so I'm not exactly a massive plot spoiler here. But so far, rather than Peter coming to find his shadow, Tinkerbell goes instead, and just Tinkerbell, and then reports back, no, your shadow wasn't there. So Wendy, at this point, is now, she's 16, she's completely out of the nursery, and is away to be shipped off to Ireland because her parents have found her notebook filled with all of her stories, and how dare she write stories. Terrible. Yeah, I think that's all I've really got to update. No, I have another reading update. Train! Woo! Run, girl! I'm not the only one pacing up and down. I'm not the only one pacing up and down the station, the platform. I finished Happy Place. I think my last update, I was about 100 pages into it, and I was telling you guys I was having a really lazy day and I was just gonna, order a pizza and maybe do some housework. Well, I did no housework. I did order pizza, which was great because I had pizza for dinner, pizza for breakfast, and then more pizza for lunch. The next day, and that day, Sunday, I completely finished Happy Place. So I've had to give it an obligatory 5 stars because, you got to give 5 stars to a book that you read in a day. It was absolutely brilliant. It was basically, by the time I finished it, it was everything I wanted You and Me on Vacation to be. Like, I totally understand why people are comparing it to You and Me on Vacation. It's a lot more similar to that than it is to her other two, but it was everything I needed it to be. It was absolutely brilliant. Once again, Emily Henry proving that, she's a booktube darling for a reason. Yeah, so I think that's about it. I'm gonna go continue pacing up and down the platform. Where am I pacing? A platform. I'm pacing up and down the platform right now. Yeah, I don't know. I might give you guys some more updates I did do a little bit of filming from the window of the train just because it is absolutely glorious right now. I think it's like 16, 17 degrees Celsius, which, you know, for Scotland is pretty darn warm. Sorry, that was a train coming. It's not. So yeah, and I will maybe think about doing some filming in and around Edinburgh. I'm in Edinburgh for 2 nights, so it's currently Wednesday. I go back up to Inverness on Friday. My friend is travelling back up north on the same train as me, so that's going to be really good. And we'll just, yeah, I'll update you as and when. Bye bye.
Hey, so I figure I should probably wrap up this vlog, you know, before I start editing it. Last time I updated you was a little over a week ago. It's now the 1st of June. I'm hopefully going to get this up either tonight or tomorrow. And I think, yeah, last time I gave you guys a wee update, I was standing on a train platform in Stirling at the beginning of my work trip. The work trip went really well. Not gonna lie, didn't get a huge amount of reading done. Yeah, I was busier than I thought I was going to be. And honestly, I was working different hours than I'm used to. So I work sort of like essentially a permanent noon till 8 p.m. You know, has its advantages, has its disadvantages. I was kind of having to work sort of like a 9 till 5 when I was down in Edinburgh, which really threw me. Especially when you take into account that at home I have a 10-minute commute. My hotel's in the centre of Edinburgh. Work is out on the Heriot Watt Retail Research Park. So that was like an hour on the bus. It was not fun. I was so tired by the end of each day. And I did meet friends after for lunch, dinner. I met friends afterwards for dinner. That's what I'm trying to say. Had a really nice Vietnamese. It was I think it was my first time having Vietnamese, and so I had like a fried noodle dish that was really, really nice, followed by some coconut ice cream served in a coconut shell, which was, like 10 out of 10 recommend. So if anyone is in Edinburgh, visit. It's called Nam, I think. It's on Haymarket Terrace. So it's not even a 2-minute walk from Haymarket Station. So good. Like the atmosphere, the service was just top notch. Could not recommend further. But yeah, what reading did I do? Not much. I continued listening to KK on the commute to and from work in Edinburgh. Still absolutely loving that. Since then I've not had a lot of like listening opportunity. So I've still got about 5 hours of the audiobook left, but I am really excited to finish it. I'm thinking this weekend I'm probably just going to go for a really long walk, or a couple of really long walks, and just try and get it done, because we're starting to get to like points where I'm like, nah, I need to know what's happening. And if that doesn't happen, then I will probably switch back to the physical book. So hopefully within the next couple of weeks, within the next week or so, I will have KK finished. And I mean, unless it completely bombs the landing, unless the author really fucks up at the end, this is going to be a 5-star. It's going to be a 5-star read, because this is like it's just so wonderfully written. I absolutely love the characters, and the pacing is so good. And I've a lot of praise for KK. I read a little bit more of what am I reading? What's my bedtime book right now? Straight On Till Morning. It's the Disney Twisted retelling of Peter Pan. So what would happen? How would the story unfold if instead of going to Neverland with Peter, Wendy hitched a ride with Captain Hook? I was a bit nervous that it was going to be one of those that sort of tries to like de-vilify the villain. But so far, like Hook is like 100%. He's just Hook. So I'm really happy. The characterization in that it feels like I'm reading about the characters from the Disney's version of Peter Pan, and given that it's Disney's Twisted Tales, like, yeah, kudos to the author. She's done good. I've not read anything of Heaven Officials, which was the other book that I took down to Edinburgh with me. I don't know, I keep putting it off. I think it's a bit like I currently have Daughter of the Moon Goddess here beside me, going, I really want to read this, but I think they're books where I've hyped them up too much for myself. Like, I know I'm going to really like these books, but what if I don't? So I keep putting them off. So I think the themes for June's vlogs are going to be, you know, brave the books that you know you're going to love. May's has been actually finished books, which I have. I'm really proud of myself for my May reading. And yeah, June's vlogs are going to be brave those books that you know you're going to love. So just stop putting them off. But yeah, I did also read, it's all the way up there and I can't reach it now. But I did also start and finish Icebreaker by Hannah Grace, which is it's a contemporary romance, sort of like rom-com. It's a sports romance. It's about a figure skater and a hockey player. I was a little nervous. I picked it up because it was a figure skater, and I am obsessed with figure skating. And it's also a college romance. I was a little nervous that it was going to become a let's make the hockey player a figure skater. It's a sort of trope that sort of like works well in a comedy film, but not so much in any other medium, for me at least. But thankfully it did not go that way. Yeah, I think I gave it 4 stars. For the most part, it was really good. It covers things that it actually covers, like potential eating disorders, family trauma, you know, standing up for yourself, and just because your partner's a dick doesn't mean you have to put up with that. Really, really recommend it. I really liked the dynamic and the relationship between the two. So yeah, it's a really fun, like, if you like sort of like Emily Henry and you like Ali Hazelwood, you're probably gonna like this. I think this is Hannah Grace's debut. I think she has another one coming out soon, so I'm going to keep an eye out for that. I think it's obviously different characters, but I think it's still set in sort of like the same college setting. So it's not necessarily a sports romance, but it'll still be a college romance. So yeah, I'll keep an eye out on that. Good chance I'll end up buying and reading that one. And yeah, that's kind of all I've read since then. Yeah, that's all I got for you guys. It's still, I think, what have I finished in this vlog? I finished at least 1 or 2 books in this vlog. Well, at least 1. Sorry, I'm now scanning my bookshelves going, what else have I finished? I can't remember what I finished. I'll figure out when I'm putting this all together. But what did I finish? Did I finish Happy Place in this vlog? And I definitely finished Murder Your Employer. Yeah, I finished Murder Your Employer and Happy Place in this vlog. So I finished 3 books this half of the month. So yay! I'm finally back on track. I finally got my reading mojo back. Guys, I can't tell you how happy I am. January to April were really depressing reading months, and I wasn't reading, and reading makes me happy. So yay! I'm happy it's back. But anyway, I'm tired and I'm properly rambling on now, so I'm gonna end this and hopefully get it all edited and put together. And yeah, in the meantime, I will see you guys in the next vlog. Bye bye.